November 26th, 1983, the day after Thanksgiving. While Americans were sleeping off their turkey dinners, 6 masked men were about to pull off what would become known as the crime of the century in Britain. The Brinks Mat warehouse at Heathrow Airport, a fortress designed to protect millions in cash. But on that Saturday morning, the robbers didn't find the £3 million in cash they expected. They found something far more valuable: £26 million worth of gold bullion, 3 tons of it, along with diamonds and cash, and today's money, over $100 million. This is the story of the Brinks Mat robbery, a heist so audacious, so perfectly executed, that its consequences are still being felt over 40 years later. The Brinks Mat warehouse at Heathrow Airport was no ordinary storage facility. Unit 7 of the Heathrow International Trading Estate housed some of the most valuable cargo passing through Britain, cash awaiting distribution, precious metals, gemstones. Security was supposedly tight. Armed guards, sophisticated alarm systems, reinforced doors. It should have been impenetrable, but every fortress has a weakness, and this one was human. Anthony Black, the security guard at Brinks Mat, 41 years old, married, by all accounts an ordinary man. What nobody at Brinks Mat knew was that Black's sister was dating a man named Brian Robinson, a career criminal with connections to South London as most dangerous underworld figures. Robinson saw opportunity. Through Black, he learned everything about the warehouse: the layout, the security protocols, the shift patterns, when the most cash would be present. The plan was simple: get in on a Saturday morning when staffing was minimal, grab the $3 million in cash they knew would be there, and disappear before anyone realized what happened. They recruited a crew: Ryan Robinson, the mastermind; Michael McAvoy, a professional armed robber; and 4 others whose identities would take years to fully uncover. November 26th was chosen carefully, a Saturday. Skeleton crew, and Black would be on duty. What they didn't plan for was what they would actually find inside. The night before the robbery, the gang did their final preparations: balaclavas, gloves, guns. They studied the floor plan one more time. In and out in 15 minutes. That was the goal. None of them could have imagined they were about to stumble into the biggest score in British criminal history. 6:40 a.m., November 26th, 1983. The streets around Heathrow were quiet. A few cars heading to early flights. Nothing unusual. Nothing that would draw attention. Anthony Black arrived for his shift at the Brinks Mat warehouse. He disabled the security system just as he'd promised Robinson he would. He unlocked specific doors. Then he waited. At 6:40, the gang struck. They entered through the side entrance Black had left accessible. 6 men in balaclavas carrying handguns and jerry cans of gasoline. They moved fast. The security guards inside never had a chance. Within minutes, 6 guards were rounded up, handcuffed, and terrorized. The robbers poured gasoline over them, a psychological weapon more effective than bullets. The message was clear: cooperate or burn. Tell us the combinations or we'll set you on fire. One by one, the guards gave up the codes. The robbers moved through the warehouse, opening vault after vault, expecting to fill bags with currency. Then they opened vault 7.3 tons of gold bullion, 6,800 bars of it, each one stamped and numbered, stacked floor to ceiling, glittering under the fluorescent lights. The robbers stood there, stunned. This wasn't in the plan. They'd come for $3 million in cash, easy to carry, easy to spend. Gold was different. Gold was traceable. Gold was heavy. 3 tons of it would need vehicles, equipment, and most importantly, a way to make it untraceable. But the number was too big to walk away from. 26 million pounds. They'd found the mother lode. They also found diamonds, travelers' checks, cash. But it was the gold that changed everything. For the next hour the robbers worked frantically. They loaded bar after bar into bags. 3 tons meant multiple trips to their vehicle. The guards remained handcuffed, doused in gasoline, terrified. By 8 a.m. they were gone, vanished into the London morning with the biggest haul in British history. The guards freed themselves and called police. But by then the gold was already being moved to its first hiding place, a safe house in South London. The Brinks-Mat robbery was complete. But the real crime, the one that would claim lives, corrupt officials, and reach into the highest levels of British society, was just beginning. The police response was immediate and massive. Every major investigative unit in London was mobilized. How do you move 3 tons of gold? You can't just walk into a pawn shop with bullion bars stamped with serial numbers. The answer? You melt them down. The robbers reached out to a network of corrupt gold dealers and smelters. The bars were melted, mixed with copper to change the composition, and recast into new forms. Some was turned into jewelry, some into unmarked ingots sold to legitimate dealers who asked no questions. The gold was being laundered through the legitimate economy, hidden in plain sight. But mistakes were made, inevitably. Anthony Black, the inside man, was arrested first. Under questioning, he cracked. He confessed his role, giving up Brian Robinson and Michael McAvoy. In 1984, both were convicted and sentenced to 25 years in prison. But that was just the beginning. Most of the gang remained at large, and most of the gold, now melted down and dispersed, was never recovered. What followed was something unprecedented in British criminal history, a cascade of violence, corruption, and murder that continues to this day. The gold attracted attention from organized crime groups, bent police officers, and ruthless criminals willing to kill for their share. Associates of the gang started dying under mysterious circumstances, shot execution style, found in burning cars, disappeared without trace. Kenneth Noy, a gold dealer connected to the smelting operation, killed an undercover police officer in his backyard in 1985. He claimed self-defense and was acquitted, but he'd eventually be convicted in a separate road rage murder years later. John Palmer, a jeweler who helped smelt the gold, built a timeshare empire in Tenerife with his profits. He was shot 6 times in his garden in 2015. The murder remains unsolved. At least 20 people connected to the Brinks-Mat robbery have been murdered. The Brinks-Mat curse, some call it. And the gold? Estimates suggest that at least half was never recovered. It was sold, melted down, and integrated into Britain's economy. There's a saying in London, if you're wearing gold jewelry bought in Britain after 1983, there's a chance it came from Brinks-Mat. The investigation, Operation Hornbill, became one of the longest-running investigations in British history. Police spent decades tracking the money, the gold, and the people involved. Some of the stolen wealth financed major drug operations. Some bought property, which inflated London's real estate market in the 1980s. Some investigators believe Brinks-Mat gold helped fuel the rise of Britain's modern organized crime networks. The Brinks-Mat robbery was supposed to be a simple cash grab, £3 million, in and out. Instead, it became a heist that reshaped British organized crime, that left a trail of bodies across decades, that enriched some of Britain's most dangerous criminals and corrupt officials. Michael McAvoy died in 2023 at age 73, having served his time, but never revealing where all the gold went. Brian Robinson died in 2022. Anthony Black served 7 years and disappeared into obscurity. To this day, investigators estimate that only a fraction of the stolen gold has been recovered. The rest, melted down, sold, laundered into legitimacy. 3 tons of gold, £26 million in 1983, over $100 million today. It's still out there, in jewelry stores, in bank vaults, in investments and properties across Britain and beyond. The Brinks-Mat robbery proved that in crime, the heist itself is often the easy part. It's what comes after the greed, the violence, the betrayals that destroys everyone involved. The curse of Brinks-Mat continues, and somewhere in London, there's still gold that once sat in Vault 7, waiting to be discovered.